I raised my rates tremendously because originally I was going to do $500 for my course, but now it's at 1,500
Yeah,
automated.
nice.
And then my high ticket, instead of originally, my membership being 500, it's a $5,000 program now. And I'm selling one more. She's either I think she's gonna buy tomorrow morning. We got kind of cut off because she had a session back to back, but she is joining. So she's gonna be coming on Thursday. So that'll be like my first sale of 2022 in the first week is my high ticket, my 5K.
Today's session, we have Thierry and Lewis in the house. Well done on your first 10K with us. And Happy New Year. And just so look, well done on that. I'm very excited for you for your next steps. Just where were you before you joined us, and what was like the biggest problem that you were facing in your coaching business?
That is a good question.
Thank you. Lewis is off. He's off so soon.
Is off. So where was I before? So I had a membership that I just launched. And I launched that membership because I wanted to figure out a way so I could support my community and serve them while I was sleeping, but also like having the supported, like a supportive community so that they would be able to get have a safe space to share their dreams, to celebrate their dreams, to receive support. But the problem is like I was doing I did a launch and then I closed it, and then I was just trying to like sustain it. And so I think it was like $500 for the year. And then I found out about you through Clubhouse, listened to quite a few times you talking. And then with what you shared, I was like, oh my gosh, this is totally something that I think would help us a lot, especially like what the next steps are. And the issue I had was I had an online course that I created years ago, but I made sales before I created it. And then I created it, and then I just kind of felt paralyzed with sales. And so I wanted to figure out a way to like reignite that program and then offer it and sell it. And then your program was like a perfect fit for that. And then I got on a coaching call, the group coaching call with you, and you're like, membership? Why would you do a membership? I was like, what do you mean? So I was honestly,
More of a low price membership. There's nothing wrong with a membership, but it's it's how we structure it.
For how you structure it, but just like your reaction to it, you're like, I just think about Starbucks. And I was like, what? I was like, okay, let me rethink this. And then so when I went through your method, I mean, I didn't do everything yet, but it really made sense. And then it fits perfectly with it. It just took my services for my community to the whole next level, where I've been able to bring in so much more value, and yet I don't really put that much time in my own energy coaching, but it's very quality driven and then within the group. So it's very sustainable with the method that you developed. And then on top of that, even though I didn't fully do my HBG yet, I've been working on it still. Your method for the strategy call works like a charm. And I still haven't even implemented the full script, but your coaching sessions on the group and coaching other people and coaching me really helped me to create more space for pauses, but I could still do less talking. Because I know that that's something that you.
Yeah, I mean, it's an art form. you know, like at this stage, you're not meant to have had everything set up, so it's all good. You know, like it's you know, people come at different stages with different sorts of assets in the coaching industry. You know, like at some stage you're going to leverage everything within that, a live webinar, automated book a call, but you can't do it all at the same time anyway. So, you know, it really is just, you know, take out what you need, implement what you need in order to see an increase in sales in the quickest way possible. So, you know, that's how we generate it, so that, you know, some people are starting from scratch, some people have already built a course, but they're not, you know, consistently getting clients paying at the right sort of level, or maybe
Right.
or that, you know, what we see a lot of times in your case is that you've got content, and you know, you've started with a mid-ticket level to a low ticket level, which in today's market is very difficult to actually scale without having a value ladder there. And so once we've, you know, fully created your signature program, and then you've got, you know, clients consistently flowing at that rate, it's much easier to drop down and do mid-ticket that way, or, you know, even lower end ticket price. The majority of people will never get that, so they copy, you know, even, I won't say, you know, people that teach that have changed their approach on that, because it's actually much easier to get a high price ticket at the beginning whilst you're actually building it, because you're offering personalization, but most people don't ever get that. So that's why you're able to put in a higher amount of sales with that process. Then as you start practicing the closer process and get that deeper ingrained, and it's easier to train someone else to do that for you, and then you've got like a real systemization to the process. So look, I love that. And you know, I love working with people like you that have already come in with a skill set. So what do you think has been the best thing about the support so far that you've enjoyed?
Best thing about the support, okay, I'm gonna say three things. One is definitely your, okay, four things. One was you practicing what you preach, like you actually living and doing your method, because I got to go through it from the first part of it, whereas like I got to be on the side of being the client. I mean, I still am, but basically what you're teaching us, I got like, that's what you're doing, which makes complete sense. And then it was an enjoyable journey as a client. It's been and so that's been good. And then two, I think what was really valuable too so far has been, even though I didn't go to all the, like a ton of the coaching sessions, every group coaching session that I did attend, it's 6:30 a.m. in Hawaii, and I've got a almost 2-year-old. So but I,
But you don't have to. That's the thing. It's designed so that you
yeah,
don't have to. You know, a lot,
yeah,
again, you're copying the same process that we're putting out there. You know,
yeah.
because it's all fully recorded. Some of our most successful clients I never see ever. I've never met. They've never been on a call.
Huh.
They've never been on a clinic. They just go through the process.
Oh, good to know. Okay, well that that's good to
You
know.
don't need to feel bad about that. You
Okay.
know, people
Yeah,
often go like,
I
actually,
think
I've only
yeah.
been to one session, and because the live support there really is actually, all I'm doing is compounding on what's already in the program. I'm never teaching anything new, ever. And so it's the same process that I, you know, that is the only model that you can really, you know, create in today's coaching environment, because it's a global environment. Because like someone like, it's not practical to get on a live call at 6:30. Like you're at 9 p.m. right now, I'm at 7 a.m. in order for us to have the session together, you know. And so but it doesn't put a block, you know. And so therefore, you know, unless you have that as a model for your clients, you will always have, and you know, otherwise you can never be a global brand. And you know, like you don't need to have, you know, you don't need to watch them live, because they're recorded, they're time stamped. And you can actually, a lot of people don't know this, in Kajabi, where the program is housed, you can just use the search icon and you can type in any question, and it will pull up any topic that is related to that on all of the live consultation clinics.
Wow.
So you can see it in real time. And so what a lot of people do, especially like our Australians, because I never see them, they just post, what they need specifically, and I answer it as if I was doing it live. And so you'll notice when you train your clients that way too, that they get very poignant on their questions. And we live in this world where people, like for example, section 1, section 2 is very specific on how to write the structures so that you just refine it as you go through it, rather than thinking that you have to have loads of conversations around it, because there's certain things that you actually don't need conversations around. Like ads, it's just, let's write a format, assess data, done. There's nothing else required. And you just assess it, same as your frameworks for your offer, for example, framework, assess it, done. And then we refine it so you have that support as you build on. And then, there's certain things that do need deeper understandings, which is, sales psychology, or understanding the closer process at a deeper level, understanding objections, understanding why your clients are not doing things. That's a deeper space for what the consultancy clinics are really about. But when you model the same process for your business, I promise you, your ability to get results for your clients, especially in the mindset area, right? If you take the structures from section 1 and get your clients writing before they start languaging, most people never even think of that in terms of a training concept. Like, if you get a problem written down, it's almost done in of itself. Whereas, and if you allow people the space to talk about the problem, there's no framework. They haven't considered the problem. They haven't actually, written their language as they actually language it. And so they don't get that feedback. And so it actually reduces the amount of actual personal transformation by not allowing your clients to go through a written process first. So there's a deeper structure. And moving forward for any successful coaching process, it's just not scalable without that, because otherwise you on consultation clinics or coaching calls, like you get a lot of people just in the experience, just sharing how they feel, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but from a business perspective and from a personal, like the quality of the training and the transformation is massively reduced if you get loads of people doing that on a weekly basis. You get me?
Yeah, I totally get you. And the coaching clinics on the stuck points that I noticed for me, when it would come to sales or like, I feel like the coaching clinics are super valuable because sometimes I just want a human like connection live, versus, even though you're human, but like it's a recording, it's just a different, it's just having that in real life. So that I think is one of the most valuable things. And then the other is,
is it good that it's me? A lot of people say like, but they always say like the number one question we get online is it really Ed? Like, is it a clone of him?
Because people don't,
people are like, surely he doesn't do it.
That's so funny. No, yeah, and having the automation where I can just, watch anything that I want over and over and over again, like try to just soak it all in. And then even the fact that I can skip around based off of where I'm at, I think, that's super valuable. And then the other one was like when you gifted me a 3 sales calls, and I got to have 2 so far and I have 1 coming up. And that was phenomenal because I raised my rates tremendously, because originally I was going to do $500 for my course, but now it's at $1,500 automated.
Yeah, nice.
And then my high ticket, instead of originally, my membership being $500, it's a $5,000 program now. And I'm selling 1 more. She's either I think she's gonna buy tomorrow morning. We got kind of cut off because she had a session back to back, but she is joining. So she's going to be coming on Thursday. So that'll be like my first sale of 2022 in the first week is my high ticket, my 5K.
Yeah, nice. Well
Yeah.
done.
So, and it's so cool because I think as a part of your program, one of the things that was really valuable is, what do you call it again? Your purpose statement,
Problem
or not
statement.
not your purpose statement. Your
So
what
you've
do
got
you
your
call it?
vision statement, your problem statement,
No. I help light workers and purpose-driven professionals.
your problem statement.
My problem statement. Yeah. So I think that has been, because that's such a core piece of your method and your program, that has helped me tremendously really niche down to light workers and purpose-driven professionals. And that's exactly who I'm constantly bringing on. And it's so much easier for me to like speak the language, even in our my emails or my newsletters, or it's like what I do with my dream boards. It's like the core of your dream board is your core values. And if you have your core values set, when you make decisions, when you put things on your dream board, everything revolves around it. And so for you, doing that purpose state, or the problem statement, is really clutch. And then seeing it as and then, yeah. Anyway, you get what I'm saying.
But yeah, but I totally get it, obviously. But a lot of people don't get that. So you're 100% right, because what it does is, like most people don't have any sort of structure to define whether their message is working or not. And so it's actually got nothing to do with your qualifications. It's got nothing to do with how good you think that you are, or whether you've got X amount of qualifications, certifications, or whether you're male or female, whether you're what race you are, what religion you are. It's the structure of the message. But as you start to scale on that, you'll start to notice, and you'll refine as you start to sell more high ticket clients, and you start to notice, like, that certain sorts of trigger words respond differently. And it's because it sits in that framework. And it's still, regardless of, that's 15 years worth of testing, regardless of what niche it is, every single human is driven by avoiding a pain and want to get off the back of that pain. And what is the specifics of that? Those are the two universal forces that guide and shape and sculpt all of us. And the more simplistic you start to see your message within that framework, the easier it becomes. The truth is, most people are so overcomplicated that no matter what they're putting out, whether it's organic, free, whatever, it's, paid traffic, if they don't have a set framework of which they can validate off the back of that, it could take a lifetime. So look, I really appreciate that, because it's a simplistic concept, but it's absolutely super valuable, and it will continue to pay a dividend for the rest of your life. And now you've got and then going back to so we don't even advertise, for example, we over deliver based on, you don't know that you're going to get one-to-one support when you come through the program initially. Like you don't know it's actually one-to-one. So we don't actually even sell it at the beginning, because it's too much to quantify what you're going to get. So we add the one-to-one in as an extra bonus for an over delivery. So something that you can think about when your program starts to scale and you build more assets. Honestly, it's such a great process, because people can't contemplate how much, like, if I truly tell you exactly what's in Clients Automate, you can't process what's available there. And so what you do is you build in the value as someone goes through. Like, someone can't really understand, like, when it comes to doing like a live webinar, for example, and like the ad promo process that we've got in there, which is easily worth 50 grand on its own. People can't even understand that till you get to it, and it becomes valuable too. So what we do is, someone goes through the journey, and like same for your program, as someone goes through the journey, keep in those assets that start adding in, like, shit, okay, cool, I got this, I didn't realize I got that. And that's really, like, in today's market, because you're going to build on that signature program, you got your like, what a lot of people don't see, because you're now doing one-to-one at a high price as well, you'll get better testimonials from those people. You get better at aligning, like, really what you can build assets off the back of what they need, and you can build them back into your automated program. And so they feed each other, right? That the reason that I have such an amazing system and process is because I've always also offered one-to-one at high price points with, you know, huge businesses that have really pushed our capability beyond if I was just, just consistently staying at the same sorts of levels. And so, I remember doing a huge, consultancy for a really successful education business. And, although they were paying me to help them with their structures, I was learning so much from it. And I was like, yeah, put that in my program, put that in my program. And, as a byproduct of that, because you're not sitting there going, like, I think the world is a little bit lazy. They just want an automated course and they just want to sell a digital asset. And that's the holy grail. And I'm not saying you can't have that, but what you can is, as I said, as you build a one-to-one with a high positioning price, it's actually even easier now to sell your group coaching, which has gone up, what, 3 times, right? So 500 to 1500 now, because you've got an authentic, you said 1500.
No, 500 to 5,000.
No, I know that's your high ticket. So your high ticket's at 5,
Oh,
right? Your group coaching is at 1500, which means that because you've got an authentic high ticket price, 5K, all right,
yeah.
you've got people paying that. Therefore, how we perceive value is based on contrast. And so, like, now you can, authentically say, I have people paying 5 grand.
Yeah.
I appreciate you can't afford that. So therefore, I've got a group coaching at 1500. And that is the most powerful contrast frame in the information space. Every single successful information-based business have a high ticket price. And then on the contrast of it, it's much easier to sell digital assets, online, programs, group coaching programs off the back of that. But most people never build the skill set to get to the 5K in the first place. Do you get it?
Yeah, I do want to clarify something. So when you say 1,500 for the group coaching, what do you mean by group coaching?
Your digital asset, your online program, it's what I call a group coaching model.
Oh, okay.
What you came in with what you say is a membership, yeah. It's automated program, but it's, like, at some stage you could, you can add in support if you want to. You don't have to. It's fully automated. But that's the point, is because you've got that high ticket now, it's contrasted very effectively. Got it?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of things actually going on, but the definitely, like, this year is going to be a big year, because I'm going to be launching my certification program so that I can get coaches to actually teach my method, and I can have them run all this, and then I can coach the coaches and nurture that. And then I have my teens program that I'll run, but then my coaches will run that program. And so I've got all this stuff going on, but, like, I definitely am focused on the one program at first, but I'm trying to move.
If I can interject into it just quick, the thing is, once you've got the system up and working, then you can duplicate. Most people try to duplicate before the system works. So look, 100%, we're seeing the results of that. I would get focused on that sales process, so that's dialed in. Make sure you dial that in and then duplicate. It's really easy to do a certification, like, that's exactly what I've got, right? So I've got fully certified, to become an expert coach. It's actually just duplicated off the client's automation process. We've got an advanced sales support where we train other people's sales teams for them. Duplicate, it's the same thing. it's always using the same process. And so you can duplicate that as many times as you want once the processes are done. And once you start noticing, actually, it just follows the same process over and over again. So that's awesome. We can jump into that in a second. But before we dive into that, before we go into your next steps, if someone was on the edge of joining Clients Automation and they were on the edge of, like, doing this, what would you say to them? Or sorry, did you have any reservations before joining us? Like, were there things that you're worried about with the investment, the money, etc., time periods, learning, the support?
Um, you know, I have any reservations? I think just listening to you on Clubhouse over and over, and then finally like signing up to do the strategy call with, and then I had that with Eric. And then, when he was going through everything, I was like, this is everything that I need. Like, this is exactly what I've been praying about and like wanting and wishing that I could have, that I wish that I had before when I first did my course. And like, I need to sign up. And at that moment, I actually didn't have all that cash flow. And I got a loan for it because I was like, I got to get in, like, I want to do this now. Like, I don't want to wait. So I don't feel like I had reservations. It was more so like there was a little obstacle, which is called money mindset. And then I just went for it anyways and figured it out, So
Nice. How did you know that you just wanted to do it though? I like that. I just wanted it now. What was
because you
what was the
explained a
emotion?
lot. I mean, you explained a lot of it in Clubhouse of like what you offer and exactly what I've been asking for, that I've been wanting. You shared the problem that I had, and then you shared the result, or the so a bit of the solution that you had and like what you offer. And then when I found out more about it from Eric, all the details or more of the details, I was like, oh, this is the perfect program for me. And so, I'm going to be honest, like I've ranted and raved about you to so many, because I work with a lot of coaches myself. And I am like constantly like, dude, like you got to sign up for this program. This is like the best investment I ever made in my business. It's not only like a proven method, but it also has increased my self-confidence in my money mindset. And like he totally over delivers. And I mean, it's just like the dream program for what I'm needing, and then for what you're needing. Like this is like, when you figure it out, sign up. So finally, one of my girlfriends, she just signed up. Well, she signed up for like the smaller part. And I was like, dude, just get in there. Like, what are you waiting for? And so she finally like made the whole jump in, and she's ready to roll. She's one of my mastermind sisters. So I'm really stoked for her. But really, any single coach out there, I would say, would highly benefit from, I mean, the ROI on your program. If you're going to make any business move, have any business coach, like your program is the program to get.
Appreciate that. Look, yeah, I mean that's something that because we understand, like because I am a coach and that's all I've done, and I have a consultancy agency off the back of that. We don't do anything else, and so therefore, if you are a coach that needs clients paying you, at the level and having a value ladder built in, and yeah, I agree 100%. Look, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And
can I say one more
yeah,
thing?
cool.
You are a phenomenal coach.
Hey, takes one to know one, huh? Wait.
Your empathetic and compassionate energy and groundedness that you stay throughout your coaching sessions is you're a phenomenal coach.
Hey, thank you. I do appreciate that.
that.
But it takes one to know one, like right back at you, because like I have coached my entire life, and I think like that is a core skill set of why I do what I do, because I love it, I live it, I breathe it, and I've come through that process. So I am someone that has, and I still have coaching. I've had coaching my entire life, and it's actually the only reason I do what I do today, because I don't need to be on the clinics. I can fully automate it out, and I could get someone else to run it for me. But that's actually, and I've tested that, and what I noticed, I was like, now this is a really weird human thing, right? I spent a lot of my early lives thinking about, my God, can you imagine not having to do all of these sessions. Because at one stage I was doing like 14 hours a day, back in, back, day in, day out, hour after hour after knocking them out. And then I think about like, oh, you know, like how could I not be here so much, you know? And then now to a stage where I got to a stage where I don't have to do anything. And it's like, and your brain goes, oh my God, it was really fun when you were doing 14 sessions a day. And you go like, I need to have that sort of, I need to have that at least twice a week. Otherwise there's no purpose to my life. And it's really like, it's a very interesting concept, because unless, as cliche as it is, and unless you're doing something you truly enjoy and you really love, that there's really no point in doing it. Money is so secondary, so byproduct. And although again, that's, so many people hear that, it really is not that important in the whole scale of your life and fulfillment and happiness. And you know, when you, as you know this, when you become obsessed with the skill set of becoming better and improving and understanding how to transform someone else's behavior, you know, that's the focus. Secondary as an output, you will get paid off the back of that if you focus on skill set. So yeah, look, high five on that. Thierry, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, because it doesn't work without people like that are amazing like yourself. So look, I'm really excited for your next steps. That being said, all right, let's go. Let's get you focused on your next steps. Okay.